and Menahem, who had been brought up with Herod, the district ruler, and Shaul. All right, so now we have these people, Barnabas and Shimon, or Simon, who is called Niger. Niger. When I looked up this word Niger, I saw it in a couple of different languages. In the Latin, it is Niger. In the Spanish, it is Negro. A Negro. In the English, they call it Negro. Now remember Solomon, who spoke in chapter 1, the book of Song of Songs, and I think it's the 5th verse. He says, I am black and I am lovely.
Hallelujah.
But if we were to say it in the Spanish lingo, he would say, I am negra and I am lovely. But if we were to say it in our common language, he would say, I am Negro and I am lovely. Now, just in case if you missed it, it is well known that Negro is what they call today's black. But it is also a people who is not a people, because even in the school system they are now starting to erase even the word black from being labeled by every student that is black. And as a teacher, I know, because I can see the rosters. They have by the white students white. They have by the Spanish students Hispanic. They have by the black students non-Hispanic. Wait a minute. So we're not even labeled now.
Wow.
Further identifying a people who are not a people. Let me go on with this. In verse 2, it says, and they were doing service to the master and fasting. The set-apart spirit said, separate unto me Barnabas and Shaul for the work to which I have called them. Now, identifying Barnabas again, and we know who Shaul. Shaul is of the tribe of who? Benjamin, right? Also covered by Judah, right? But he was also the emissary to both the Jews and what? Gentiles. But now we see them in this place called Antioch, and we see a person by the name of Shimon, who is also called Niger.
Oh, wow.
Niger. And when I looked up the place where they were residing from, or even Lucius, they were from the place called Qumrena, or Surim, which is West Africa. African descendants. They are chosen priesthood. This is why they are there. Who was there? Verse 1, and in the assembly that was at Antioch, so we're at Antioch, there were certain prophets and teachers. Everyone, please help me read that part. And in the assembly, verse 1, because I really want this to sink into you, who they are, what they were, and what they were doing there. Read that for me, please, everyone. And in the assembly,
There were certain prophets and teachers.
certain who?
Prophets and teachers.
Certain who?
Prophets and teachers.
And who were they? both Barnabas and Shimon, who were called Niger, and Lucia of Cyrene, and Manohem, who had been brought up by Herodias, the district ruler, and Shaul. So, they're only going to the Jews, but here they are at Antioch, and there are some men that are there. They identified those men, and they also identified where those men are from. They also identified them as what? Prophets and teachers, right? Remember the promise that was given to, and this is where I'm closing. Remember, oh, you know what? Let's look at this one so that we are sure. Verse 4. So that they, having been sent out by the set-apart Spirit, went down to Seleucia, and from there they sailed to Cyprus, and having come into Salamis, they proclaimed the word of Elohim in the congregations of the Yehudim, and they also had Yochanan as an attendant. So we see them in Antioch, and later on it'll read where the first people were called Messianic, and that would be later on in that same chapter, I do believe. I may be mistaken, but I don't see it. Is it 11? 11:22. This is where, exactly, this is where they are first called Messianic. Okay, why Messianic? Because it is those who believe in the Messiah. And who is it? These prophets, these teachers. What is a teacher? A rabbi in the Hebrew. So they're both rabbis and prophets. And the promise that Yahweh gave them in the wilderness, and I'm closing, that he gave to Phineas, what your seed would be what? They would be a nation of priests. For how long? Forever. Here are some priests that are being identified and prophets after Yeshua had come, was crucified, and he rose. And there's another place, chapter 5, and I'm just identifying the people for you. Go to chapter 5, chapter 4 of Acts, and verse 36, and I'm going to identify once again, and this is where I close. And Joseph, who is also called Barnabas by the emissaries, which means son of encouragement, a Levite, a native of where? Cyprus. So you have Levites in Cyprus, which is an island in the Mediterranean Sea, and then you have over on the other side, you have prophets as well that are rabbis from Cyrene, who is out of Africa, and also called black. So what we have is identification of a range of people from the nations to the Yehudim, who are being proclaimed in all the nations that he rose, and as it's being proclaimed, they are being what? Saved with the set-apart Holy Spirit. As they speak to them, they are being saved. And among them, we see our roots, people of Africa. Can we give Father praise?